On October 30th, 2025, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu delivered a historic address at the IDF Combat Officers Graduation Ceremony at Bahad 1, Israel's premier military academy. In this speech, he honored fallen soldiers, saluted new officers, and declared Israel's determination to defend itself, no matter the cost. The following is a complete voiceover in English. I arrive here, and each time I am deeply moved anew. I walk along the rows of the formation, I shake the hands of the cadets who are becoming officers and the young women who are becoming officers as well. I ask each of them, "Where are you from?" They tell me, "From Beersheba, from Haifa." "No," I say. "I mean, from which part of the country?" And then you discover, before you, a tapestry of Israel, men and women, secular and religious, Jews and non-Jews, city dwellers and sons and daughters of the villages. This is the people of Israel. These are the citizens of Israel. This is the state of Israel at its very best. I salute you. And I want to say to all those who have gathered here, first and foremost, to my brothers and sisters, the bereaved families, to tell you, on behalf of us all, the entire nation embraces you in its arms. The entire nation bows its head before the heroism of your loved ones. The war of rebirth has proved one thing beyond all doubt. The age of heroes is not behind us, it is here in full force. The exemplary heroes who rose in this war will inspire generations to come. And in the same breath, I must say, the courage of the wounded in body and in spirit awakens in all of us a profound admiration. We are all with them, with the wounded, in their journey of recovery. Dear families, the formation of character in our officers begins at home, with the values you have instilled in them: love of the land, dedication to purpose, a sense of mission, camaraderie, and leadership. These values are engraved in the young officers who stand here before us. Therefore, the most important thing at this moment is to say thank you to you, the families, for your strength, your support, and your contribution to the security of Israel. And now to you, the graduates of this combat officers course. I know that long and demanding effort has brought you to this special moment, the moment when you become commanders in the Israel Defense Forces. I ask you to hold on to this moment. It will stay with you all your lives. I can tell you from experience. I once stood here myself, and that feeling has remained etched in my heart through all these years. But I want you to remember not only this moment, I want you to remember the generations that came before us. Never forget the long centuries of exile when our people were defenseless, hunted, and condemned to destruction. Together, in our years of independence, we have created a tremendous turning point in our destiny. Together, we have regained the power to defend ourselves by our strength. Together, we have triumphed over our enemies. Yesterday, I was in Kiryat Gat, and I heard the song, Rak Biglal Haruach, only because of the Spirit. You know it well. And I tell you now, the new officers of Israel, you are here first and foremost because of that Spirit. You represent the Spirit of Israel, a spirit forged without flaw. We are all proud of you. I am proud of you. Honored guests, we now mark 2 years since the disaster of October 7th. We stood then at a fateful moment in the history of our state. The monsters of Hamas burst into our territory and attacked the residents of the Gaza envelope with unspeakable cruelty. Against that fanatical evil, we stood together, together as one man, to strike the enemy, to crush it, to defeat it. On the Gaza front and on the other fronts of this war, we have achieved a series of remarkable successes. Our heroic soldiers and commanders, many of them right here today at Bahad 1, have astonished the armies of the world with their skill and determination. I speak with world leaders and chiefs of staff, and they tell me the finest experts praise the maneuvering ability of the IDF in the most fortified terror environment on earth, the dense urban battlefield of Gaza, with its alleys, rocket zones, underground tunnels, and hostages. Against all of this, the IDF achieved extraordinary results, results no one expected, but we knew. We knew who you are, what you are made of, and what we are fighting for, shoulder to shoulder with friends, some of whom are no longer with us today. The results of the IDF's actions are now being studied in military academies around the world. The quality of our forces' performance rests on deep faith in the justice of our cause and on an operational doctrine that keeps evolving even amid battle. Today, I want to focus on one central point, a quality that can turn a good officer into an outstanding one. That quality is the power of will. In battle, willpower has a decisive effect on the outcome of war. We know this from our own history, going back to Israel's War of Independence, the Battle of Sergeant Shimon in Jerusalem. Our fighters were exhausted. They had lost many friends. Freezing rain was pouring down on them, and one commander said, "When the rain falls on you, it falls on the enemy too." That simple sentence strengthened our soldiers to keep fighting. Despite fatigue, despite losses, they did not give up. Because of their willpower, they liberated the Katamon neighborhood of Jerusalem, the very neighborhood where I grew up. I was raised on those same values. When I stood here as you stand now, I learned what they mean. And so it is today, in this current war, the war of rebirth. Those who claimed we were made of spiderwebs have discovered that we are made of steel with an unbreakable will. Those who said we were made of spiderwebs are gone. They and their vile commanders are no more. But they said other things about us as well. They said the IDF could fight only on a single front. We have fought and continue to fight on 7 fronts. They said we could last only a week or two. We have been fighting for 2 years, and we are doing it with remarkable success. Under weapons embargoes, under pressure from the global media, under pressure from every direction, and still we are winning. This war has changed how the world looks at Israel, at the state of Israel, at the citizens of Israel, and at the IDF. And I will add, at all of our security forces, we are now perceived differently. I have felt it myself. I have visited you many times in the field, and every time you told me, Prime Minister, we are ready to go all the way to victory. Ignore the background noise. We are with you. We are with the people of Israel all the way until victory. And I felt that you said it from the heart, because we are all connected to the land of Israel. We are bound to the heritage of Israel, and we are committed to the future of Israel. That gives us immense strength. And thanks to that strength of will, the willpower of the generation of victory, we are overcoming our enemies. But this willpower has revealed itself not only among the fighters, not only among the soldiers, not only among the commanders, it has been revealed throughout the entire nation from which the army comes. The citizens of Israel stood firm through all the long months of war. That same willpower, the will of the fighters and the will of the people, gave me and my colleagues in the government the backing to make the hard decisions. Decisions that were difficult, calculated, and at times even daring, that we took during this war. Those decisions were made under enormous pressures at home and abroad, but we stood firm thanks to your strength and determination. The combination of the government's resolve and decision making and the steadfast action of our brave fighters and commanders has led to the crushing of the Iranian Axis and to the return of all of our living hostages. No one believed we could do it, but through our combined effort, we did it together. and we are determined to bring back all of our fallen hostages as well. If I'm not mistaken, the Chief of Staff, the Defense Minister, and two others, we are already in the process of receiving them now. We will not stop, we will not rest until we bring everyone home. We began our campaign in the Gaza Strip. We eliminated the vast majority of the murderers and tens of thousands of other terrorists. We destroyed countless terror infrastructures. There is still work to be done in Gaza. If Hamas continues to blatantly violate the ceasefire, it will face powerful strikes like those it experienced the day before yesterday and yesterday. We decide and we act whenever necessary to remove any immediate threat to our forces. We decide and we act. At the end of the day, Hamas will be disarmed and Gaza will be demilitarized. If foreign forces do it, good. If they do not, we will do it ourselves. In Lebanon, we dealt Hezbollah severe blows. You remember the opening stage of this operation, the whirlwind campaign, which shook our enemies to the north. We eliminated the arch terrorist Nasrallah and many of Hezbollah's senior commanders. We destroyed terror systems built with immense sums of money. We toppled the dominoes of the axis of evil one after another. The regime of Assad in Syria has collapsed. We have destroyed the Syrian army's capabilities, and not one of our soldiers was harmed. We captured the summit of Mount Hermon and saved our Druze brothers. We increased pressure on the pro Iranian militias in Iraq, struck repeatedly at the Houthis in Yemen, and penetrated deep into the nests of terror in Judea and Samaria. But the crown jewel of this operation, of this campaign, its defining moment, was Operation with Dogs, in which we struck at the head of the serpent inside Iran itself. I mention this not to diminish the tremendous achievements, the sacrifices, and the heroism shown on every front, but because through this operation we removed from above us the nuclear and ballistic capabilities that threatened the very existence of our state and of our 10 million citizens. On the second day of the war, I said we will change the face of the Middle East. And that is exactly what the state of Israel has done. Today, Israel is regarded throughout the world as a symbol of determination, strength, courage, and renewed confidence. None of this would have been possible without the power of will and the steadfastness of our people, our fighters, and our government. This combination is and will remain a winning combination. But this is not only what we do for ourselves, first and foremost, for our own state. In many ways, Israel today is leading one of the greatest struggles in the history of humankind in the 21st century, the struggle against radical Islam and its threat to the civilized world. Israel stands at the front line, the national shield against those fanatics who thirst for blood. We have become an example and an inspiration to many governments. They may not always say so publicly. They face their own media pressures, but privately I hear it from them directly. They tell me Israel has proven that it is possible to halt the march of destruction. And I tell them in return, now it is your turn to wake up, because otherwise you will slide back into the dark ages. Together with our great friend, the United States, we will continue to uphold our dual mission, the uncompromising fight against our enemies, and the expansion of the circle of peace in our region. Because our strength and our determination create opportunities for peace, and we will not miss them. We will continue to watch vigilantly over all developments, to consolidate our existence from a position of power, and to act with endless resolve to secure Israel's future. Officers and officer cadets, graduates of this course, your training is complete. The ranks are now on your shoulders. The call, take command, is now directed at you. From this day forward, your soldiers will look to you for personal example. They will follow you through fire and through water. Major Yaniv Kula of blessed memory, a company commander in the Nacha Brigade, fell a week and a half ago in the Gaza Strip. At the start of his command, he said to his wife, Neda, meet your 70 new children. That unbreakable bond between a commander and his soldiers, combined with the willpower that defines us on the battlefield and the many lessons you have learned, these together form the very foundation of leadership in the IDF. I am certain that this bond, this spirit of courage and devotion, will continue to guard the homeland in this generation and in those to come for the eternity of Israel. New officers, men and women, you are the pride of our people. Rise up, advance, and succeed. Thank you all very much. Good luck. It's 2025. America's debt is over 37 trillion and the dollar just had its worst crash since 1973. That puts your savings and your family's future at risk. That's why we trust Alpha Omega Gold, a company that stands unapologetically with Israel and supports Stand Tall Israel. Visit ao.gold/stand to claim your free precious metals wayfinder guide or call 1-855-426-4653 today. Protect your future before it's too late.